Hi everybody, it's Heidi with the Weathered Fence Post. Welcome to our channel. My husband Steve and I are resellers in the Raleigh, Garner, North Carolina area, and we have two booths, one at Antiques at Gresham Lake in North Raleigh and one at Collected Treasures in Garner. What we love to do on this channel is to take you out hunting for treasures and then go over the haul. Now recently I've also been adding Steve updates because my husband was seriously burned in a chemical burn at work in the middle of May and has been in the JC burn unit at in Chapel Hill since then. So everybody's been asking for updates, and so I usually try to give an update. I think on this video I'm going to do it right in the beginning, so if this isn't something that you're interested in, you can just skip forward to get to the haul. Today we're actually going to do for a haul Sandra and Wilson, someone who I've met through YouTube, and Joanne with Bat Thrift Crazy, have donated some fantastic items for us to put in our booth. So I'm going to go over those items. That's what we're going to do on the haul today, and they're really awesome pieces. So first, let's get to the Steve update. I feel like it's just kind of hard for me to gather my thoughts, and I don't have time to like sit down and think ahead of time, you know, okay, I want to cover this, and this. Because time is just a luxury I don't have right now. I never did. I've always been busy, but especially now. I can't even remember where we were at the last point for an update, because I think it's been almost 2 weeks since I've been on. The last couple weeks have been very busy. But I do remember that I had shared with you that he had gone on dialysis, and I didn't realize that it's actually, it's been over 3 weeks that he's been on dialysis. They told me that yesterday. I was like, no, that's not. I said, he just went on not too long ago. They're like, no, it was on June 10th. I'm like, oh my gosh, where did those 3 weeks go? So I have some wonderful, wonderful news to share with you. I am so beyond thankful and grateful and praying this continues. But here's the wonderful news. He's been taken off dialysis. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That probably was the hardest point for me so far in this journey, besides the initial shock of the injury. But I was so scared that his kidneys were gonna completely shut down and stop working, and he was gonna end up being on dialysis the rest of his life. I was petrified of that. So just yesterday, when I went in, I walked into them saying, I don't want to be too graphic, but the urine output was a completely different color. It was normal. They said he's completely off dialysis and putting out lots of urine, which is awesome. His kidneys are working wonderful, and they actually pulled the line out of his neck. Now that was a big sign to me. Now there was 2 reasons they did that. So one of the reasons is Steve keeps running a fever. They keep trying to locate what is causing this fever. You know, he's had several infections while he's been in there, and they've treated all of them. He's got one going right now in his lungs that they're working on. But every time a new fever pops up, they are looking all over, you know, all areas in his body, trying to determine where that could be coming from. And sometimes that source can be lines that are in you. So this line that was it was actually on this side, in his neck for the dialysis, had been in there 22 days. And that's a long time to have a line in for dialysis. So they actually pulled it while I was there yesterday, and I was shocked. I had no clue this thing was like this long. I mean, down in his neck. It must have been extremely uncomfortable. So that is out. Another thing that he's free from. They also pulled another tube out of him, out of another part of his body. So it's like, okay, when I start seeing the tubes being removed, I'm thinking, okay, we're heading towards healing. Thank you, Jesus, for that. And I can't say how excited I am, and I'm hoping it maintains. The only thing that would put him back on it is if all of a sudden his output goes way down again, and his creatinine and bun level goes way up. The combination of those 2 things would indicate that the kidneys are shutting down again, and he would have to put the line back in and go back on. But I took it as a real positive sign that they pulled that line. So that's the biggest update for this week. I mean, that is the biggest thing that has happened. He is still battling an infection in his lungs. Oh, I know what the last update you had. The lung had collapsed and I was heading to the hospital because they were just putting a chest tube in. That chest tube is still in. They have not been able to get rid of that pneumothorax completely. They think that the chest tube that's in is not hitting the upper area to help get rid of that pneumothorax, so they may put a second chest tube in. I'm okay with that. I know it's going to be uncomfortable. They're not fun to get. They're not fun to have taken out, but they've got to be able to get this pneumothorax eliminated so that his lung will completely inflate. And if all it is a matter of putting another chest tube in for a day or two to get, because it's a small area that's left, then let's get it done, and then both tubes can come out. He is battling an infection in his lungs, and that is really hindering him getting off that ventilator completely. You know, at one point we were up to 18 hours where he was breathing on his own, and now we're right back to the beginning where we're starting all over again to try to get his lungs to be able to breathe on their own and get off that machine. I'm sorry, this keeps bouncing. I have a new phone. That's another wonderful thing that happened during this time. My phone decided to die. It was old. I mean, I had my phone since 2018, so I got a good life out of it. So I'm coming to you with a new phone. I think it sounds a little different in the filming, but I haven't had time to really investigate if there's a sound setting to make it sound differently or whatever, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's just limp through life right now. Let's see. So his lungs, yeah, that's the big thing now is, you know, try to get those lungs healthy and get him breathing and off that ventilator completely. They did actually, one day when I went in, he had a speaking device on. I actually got to speak back and forth with Steve for the first time at that point, it was like 6.5 weeks. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful. Now, it was a double-edged sword. It was wonderful to be able to communicate with him finally, but the communication was all about how absolutely miserable he was. He just is miserable, uncomfortable, miserable. And it's not the ICU's fault. It's the situation. It is what it is. Burn patients go through complete HE double hockey sticks. They do. It's just awful what they go through. Awful. So let me just say this. Here's my public awareness announcement, or whatever you call it. Public service announcement, right? PSA. It's 4th of July. Please, please be careful. Be careful around your cooking devices, you know, when you're barbecuing. If you're, you know, lucky enough to be where it's cool and you're actually able to do a campfire, please be careful around your campfires. Absolutely around any fireworks whatsoever. You do not, and I'm going to say this very strongly, you do not want to end up in the burn unit as a patient or as a loved one watching someone you love go through what they go through. This is absolutely awful. It is awful to sit and watch him suffer through this. And there's nothing, it's not the people that are caring for him. They're doing everything they can. It's the situation. It is very difficult to overcome burns. Very difficult. It is a battle every day. People ask me for updates on him all the time. I'm trying to update people as I can. It's just, everybody's asking for them individually. I just don't have time to individually respond to everybody. I just don't. Or the energy to go through it all. Because about the time I type it all out, something changes. Literally, by the hour, things change with him. So I may go in there and he's doing wonderful, and then by the time I leave, something new has popped up and he's going downhill. So it's just a huge roller coaster. For example, on Monday when I left there, I was convinced he was dying. Just convinced there's no way he's going to turn around. He is so deconditioned at this point. He's at least, they haven't weighed him recently, but he's at least 40 pounds under his normal weight. He has no muscle mass whatsoever left. He, on Monday, wasn't communicating whatsoever, wasn't opening his eyes. He was just breathing with his mouth open, completely emaciated, and I just thought, I'm watching my husband die right now. And I had a horrible Monday night because of it. I was just distraught. It carried into Tuesday. I couldn't barely function at work. And then I go in yesterday and he's off dialysis, eyes wide open, still definitely deconditioned, very, 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 very weak. Doesn't even look like Steve anymore. But I was encouraged. I was encouraged. You know, I had a very bad car accident when I was younger. I got deconditioned. I know you can overcome that. It's just going to be a long, long road. Because I was deconditioned with my muscles and everything, but not like my lungs, my kidneys, everything. The other thing that's been happening to him, see, I'm starting to remember all the things I need to update you on, is he's been vomiting a lot. And they, you know, not quite sure what's causing it. It could be medications, could be, at one point pumped his stomach out. It was full of yuck. But I thought, and it stopped the vomiting a little bit, but then he, Tuesday night, overnight, did it again and aspirated into his lungs, had to have a bronch to have that cleaned out. I mean, it just goes on and on. Every minute, every day, there's something new happening that's awful that he has to overcome. He's being poked, prodded, new medications, up and down. It's just all over the place. It's exhausting. Absolutely exhausting to watch. I can't even imagine how exhausting it is to him. And when he was speaking for that little bit, he barely spoke about his burns or the incident. He, again, just focused on like immediate needs. Like he was hot. He wanted me to keep getting I had to keep getting an ice cold washcloth to put on his head. He was, you know, wanting to be repositioned because he has a pressure wound now developing on his backside. For him right now, it's just his immediate needs that need to be met. He's not looking at the long road or his injuries or, you know, what lies ahead for him. So he's still very acute. And that's what the doctors talked to me about. You know, it's just hard to get past this acute phase in his journey. But once we get past this and he starts getting up and he starts participating, you know, it's going to take a lot because he's going to be so deconditioned. You know, we'll start to see things change. I was becoming very concerned about his heart because he is so deconditioned, and I know that, you know, the body will, I mean, obviously it has already consumed all the protein it can out of his muscles. It will eventually, you know, I'm sure it's doing that to his heart too. So I was very concerned about his heart. They did do an updated echo. It looks, you know, a little bit about the same as it was as for him going in. He does have the BAV condition and he does have stenosis. It did say moderate to severe now stenosis, where before he was moderate, but they also couldn't do a great echo on him in the condition he's in. It's not like your normal situation of an echo. So once he gets out of this, I'm sure he'll be following up with his cardiologist because I'm sure this has taken a toll on him. And I think that's the thing I was thinking a lot this week that was really starting to bother me, is that, you know, Steve went in a relatively very healthy young man. He was only 62. I just don't know what he's going to come out, you know. I think this is going to have aged his body tremendously. This is an onslaught to his body. And I just don't know what we're facing when he comes out. But I'm trying very hard not to think way ahead. I'm trying to just stay focused on right now and maybe a week out, because I'm going to drive myself nuts if I do that. So that is the update for Steve right now. I mean, there's a lot of little details in there, but I don't think I need to share every little detail because it changes so much, like I said. I mean, it is just an exhausting roller coaster for him, 10 times more than for me, but definitely for me too. I'm exhausted. Okay, so let's get to something fun. Let's talk about something fun here. I have wonderful pieces to share with you. I haven't had a chance to research them all. I'm just going to show them to you in all their beauty. If I know something about them, I'll share it with you. But wow, what a great couple. I got these little boxes of goodies that were given to me from Sandra and Wilson. I am so excited to show you the pieces in these. Let's get to it. All right, let's start out strong with this adorable little like circle of friends frogs. It is so cute. It's a contemporary piece, but I absolutely love it. I love the frogs. It has this little tea light votive that goes in there. But you could use this, you know, you could put little flowers in there if you wanted to growing out of there, or you could just use it as a tea light. So adorable. And it almost has like a speckled glaze finish on it, as you can see. Great piece. Next is this beautiful little miniature ginger jar. Look at those. Those look like calla lilies, don't they? I think they look like calla lilies to me. I have some calla lilies out in my garden. One has finally bloomed. My poor garden this year. Oh, not so good. But such an adorable little ginger jar. Believe that's Mexico. Could be Italy, but I believe that's Mexican. I haven't, again, had a chance to really look at it, but I just think that's a really beautiful piece. Look at this absolutely beautiful little teapot. I love it with the butterflies. Are you kidding me right now? Look at this. I was just like, my mouth was dropping open. I mean, look at those butterflies. Gorgeous, gorgeous little teapot. And it came with this little tray. I love it. Oh, somebody's just going to grab this right up. There's the marking on the back. Let's see if I have it upside down. I do. It says made in China, but it's just beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. So I imagine it probably had a little teacup that went with it. You know, a little teapot and a little teacup. But I don't think I came across that. But either way, I think somebody's just going to love this little set. This piece I'm keeping myself. Love this pig. I think it's fantastic. This is a mid-century modern piece. This is like from the 50s and 60s. And guess what it was used for? I'm sure you can figure it out. This is for hors d'oeuvres. Like you put the little toothpicks in all those little holes, and it's for hors d'oeuvres. You know, for serving up hors d'oeuvres. I thought he was fantastic. We did do a little Google search on him. I mean, look at his face. He's awesome. Got a little bit of glare from the light, but oh, I love this. This is a great piece. I'm keeping this for my own collection. And I'm probably going to put it in the kitchen. She knows how much I love to put pottery in the booth. Look at this beautiful pottery piece. Let's see if I can get this light down. Might be a little better, but still got a little glare. But this comes with a little cork. It just fits perfectly on there. I didn't see any markings on the bottom, so this might be a more contemporary piece, but still really wonderful. Has a very nice look. Look at this beautiful set of Monet coasters. Have never been used, and these are vintage. Really, really pretty with the artwork on them. I love them. And again, all of this was donated. This was all a gift so that Steve and I could put these in the booth and sell them and not have any cost involved. And I just think that is so super sweet. And to pick out things to give us that they know we would love to have in our booth, I think just is even better. So this probably is a sugar dish. There probably was a creamer that went with this, but I think somebody can use this. It's a nice vintage piece. They could use it for anything. You could use this to store anything in there that you wanted to. You know, sometimes you just got to think outside the box. This would be a great thing on somebody's desk to store maybe some paper clips in, you know, where maybe you don't want all the paper clips to be seen. Think outside the box on these pieces, and you can really, you know, in your home office or even in your office at work. I have pottery pieces on my desk at work that I use for things like that. I love this with the bees. It's got this great, I think what corrugated you call that, metal on the side. It hangs on the wall. It's just a beautiful little beehive. Awesome piece. About like my mouth just dropped open when I pulled this one out. I mean, all this stuff was wrapped up, so it was like unwrapping Christmas. It was like doing a treasure hunt, which I miss doing so much. So this was just like a little mini treasure hunt that I got to enjoy. Look at this beautiful Italian pottery. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like grooves. This is just, it's got like a 3D look to it, or a relief look. I don't know what you call it, but there's the marking on the bottom. So it's from Italy, as my brother-in-law would say. It's Italy, not Italy. And look at just gorgeous, gorgeous piece. And so she sends me a wooden, I think this is wooden. Might be, yeah, it's wooden. A wooden stand, because I'm always talking about I'm trying to find wooden stands. But it's not just any wooden stand. It's just beautiful wooden stand with rosettes on it. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? Absolutely beautiful. Stunning. Again, everything I opened, I was like, oh my gosh, look at how beautiful that is. Love it. And that's something I've been telling you over and over through this journey, is there are kind people in the world. Don't ever forget that. I know it's so easy with the news and everything to focus on negativity of people, but there are so many wonderful people in the world, and they are really shining right now in this moment. And take the time to make sure you're picking out pieces that you know I will absolutely love. Look at this gorgeous, gorgeous piece of the Last Supper. This is a vase. This is stunning. Absolutely stunning. I'm excited to put this in the booth. It has like a gold bottom on it, so I'm not sure the maker, but absolutely beautiful vase. Absolutely beautiful. And then this, look at this. I'm sure this was Japan, if I remember correctly. Yes, made in Japan. Looks like it's a cart of flowers. And it is a music box. It does have a mirror. And the music, and it's just absolutely in perfect condition. Gorgeous piece. Wonderful, wonderful piece. There's the marking on the bottom. Wow. Just wow. Love it. These pieces never last very long in the booth whenever I get them. So thank you, thank you, thank you for sending this. Somebody will absolutely want this for their home. It is fantastic. There is the marking on the back. A little hard to read. I'm not sure what it says. I wonder if it's actually upside down. I don't know if I can get this to focus. I've got to get used to this new phone, but love it. Absolutely wonderful. And then this last piece, again, is a mid-century modern piece. It is genuine cook and serve by Toket. It was made in Rockingham. It's from 1958. It's marked right on the bottom there. I don't know if that's focusing or not. I got to get used to figuring that out. But right there's the 1958. But this is a mid-century modern piece. Gorgeous picture, and it's got like almost, it looks like a raku finish on it. It's hard to see, and I don't know if you can kind of see it. It looks almost like raku, but wonderful piece, just wonderful. And then this was up at Antiques at Gresham Lake, dropped off by Allison and Doug. Allison actually reached out to me and asked me. She said her and her husband had talked about it and they wanted to donate these 2 items to us. And I was excited to get these. Let's get this box open and see what's in it. And let me just say, the care that they took to wrap these up, they're inside that box, all nice and taped up, then inside bubble wrap, and then inside these plastic containers. So they really took the care to wrap these up, and they are fantastic. I love this box already. Look at this box. Love that. That box alone is fantastic. Sawyer's Incorporated, Portland, Oregon, made in the USA. This is a Viewmaster. Look at this box with how the Viewmaster came. Wonderful piece. Absolutely wonderful. In great condition. Look at that. Wonderful. Oh my gosh, I wish I had some of the oh, I don't know what you call them, reels? Are they called reels? Is that what they're called? This has all of the paperwork in it, all the original paperwork. Yeah, the reels. Here's the reel list. This is wonderful. A wonderful, 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 can't speak, wonderful set. Look at that. So somebody could buy this and they could have fun hunting, treasure hunting, looking for the reels to go with it. I guess that would be an example of what you might see on a reel. But look at this, look at the graphics, look at the picture. Oh, this is wonderful. This is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Love it. Hope you're watching the video, because thank you so very much. I haven't had a chance to thank. I did pick it up on Sunday. They had it set aside on the shelf, definitely for me. No worries there. I just haven't had a chance with my phone dying and everything, trying to get all my apps reloaded to respond to you. But I will reach out to you if you aren't watching the video right now and tell you just how much I absolutely love these. Oh, I should show you the top of this box. This box isn't in as good a condition, but still, the graphics aren't bad on it. It's just that the corners have blown out a little bit. That's okay. Hey, it's been around for a while. Look at this. I love it. I love putting cameras in the booth. And look at this. This is a Brownie, Kodak Brownie 8mm movie camera. Awesome. Just awesome. This would be so great on somebody's shelf with some beautiful books stacked below it. Just a great piece. Thank you so very much. I love both of these pieces. That's going to wrap up this video. Again, I have another 3 bins that another person donated. I have all the donations that have been coming in down at Collected Treasures. People are just pouring out their hearts and helping. And guys, it helps. It definitely helps. I don't have as much time to source as I usually do. So it's just, if anything, it's helping me personally because it brightens my day. And obviously it does help us financially because these are donated items. We don't have any cost in them, so it's pure profit, except for a minor override to the booths, to the malls, and it really is helping us. And so I just want to thank you again. People are also still donating to the GoFundMe page, and I will link that in the description of this video for you. Recently, somebody did a $500 donation. It's anonymous. I have no idea who did it, but thank you so very, very much. Absolutely helping me in this moment. This journey is scary and lonely in some ways. Even though I have a ton of people reaching out to me, there's a loneliness to it too. And I'm going to get choked up, but I just wish I could talk to Steve. He's my person. Sorry about that. But you know, when life is tough, he's the person I talk to. He's the person that I decompress with and feel his strong arms hug me. And that's just not the case now. And he needs me more than I need him. And so even though I have friends and family and a whole community of people embracing me and holding me, and I need that and I appreciate it, it's Steve that I want so badly. So there's just some things you can't fix in this situation, no matter what, and that's just part of it. And I'll get through it, and he'll get better, and I'll be able to talk to him about it, and he'll be able to share with me, and we'll get through this together. But sorry about that breakdown. You know, through this, everybody kept saying, "How are you doing it? You're the strongest person I know." I mean, I definitely have had my moments, but for some reason, I think I've hit my breaking point. You know, we're at 7 weeks yesterday, and I think I've hit my endurance point emotionally. So I've had an emotional week. And also, we were supposed to be on vacation this week. This was supposed to be our vacation week, so I'm having a little bit of a pity party too. But at any rate, that is the video for this week. Sorry about the tears, but it's real life right now. Thank you again, everybody, for your donations and for lifting us up. And I hope you're having a wonderful time with your family. Enjoy yourselves. Have fun. Spend time. Extra hug people. Extra spend time with people that you love. And celebrate the freedom that we have in this country. Everybody, I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July, and we'll see you on the next video.